this side because I'm using this camera. Bring the... Hello everybody, Sunday Adelaja here. Welcome back to another live program today on the DSA platform. It is review, YouTube review, DSA review we are going to be doing today. And it's going to be a review that we have never done before. We are doing this. This is going to be our first review on this topic. But the person who is going to do review is someone that you know very well. All of you know her very well. She's a star on this platform. So I'm going to introduce her to you right now. So we have Adesola here. Adesola, I was looking for her. For you, those of you who were around yesterday, you know I was looking for her yesterday. But our people couldn't connect me with her. But at any rate, we have her today. She's not singing today, she's talking today. So, hello Adesola.
Hello, DSA.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you, sir.
Has this summer been stressful a little bit for you, or what?
The summer?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I kind of could tell just by looking at you. In fact, yeah, when I first came in, I was saying, she's the one.
The kids just got off from the school, so there's so much work going on. Yeah. You have to do a lot of activities and stuff like that. Yeah. So
God is your strength.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
But this topic that we are going to be reviewing with you, the family series. You know, a lot of people don't even know we have family series on that platform. How did you discover it?
Actually, the family, I remember there was when you were doing, we're dealing with the love series.
Yes.
So actually from the love series that got my attention, and you actually made a reference at the time that people should go and listen to the family series. That is going to give us a more and a broader understanding of what you're talking about, you know. And so that just got my attention. I'm like, okay, I have to go and listen to this series so that I get a clearer view of what you're talking about. Because the family series, when I got on YouTube and I saw the amount of the videos, 119, I said, how on earth am I going to finish this? And having to know that there are some other series that you have out there that we have to, you know, that one have to listen to. I said, okay, I'm just going to take it one step at a time. You know, it's a lot. You talk about the differences between a man and a woman. That's a lot of topic on its own. Then you went to talking about people looking at what you have to look for in a man before you get married, and you know, having a kind of preparedness before you get married, you know, to be self-sufficient and all that. Then you went on to the family on raising up the children, how to help your wife during pregnancy and when a woman is in labor and everything.
Did you listen to that one?
I just listened to a little part of it.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Like, yeah. Go ahead and be telling us what else is in that place.
Sorry?
Yeah, go ahead and tell us what else is in that series.
Yes, the series. Actually, it's a lot. Like I said, it's 119 in total. I mean, the videos, 119 videos, and I listened to it because I was taking my time. I was taking my some of the series. When I listen to them, I will discuss some part with my husband, trying to help him, you know, just to discuss some differences. Because as a married woman, I see some things in me and I see some things in my husband, and I look, we are both different in so many things. And if we understand our differences, we will be able to work things together. You will not just like, okay, this man is just coming from nowhere. This man, who is this? I never bargained for this kind of person in my life, you know. So understanding your differences, I know how a woman thinks and how a man thinks, help you to relate with one another. So I listened to the differences a lot. Then I went to the the children series, raising up the children, and that really got my attention on different stages on how you raise your child, how you bring them up, you know, especially in the society we are in today. What are the core values you put in the child? And you know, so I think that was where I stopped. I just had to stop because I was like, this is a lot. I don't want to.
But even that one on raising children, there are so many aspects and so many topics, even under raising children.
Yes, there are a lot of there. Like I'm just gonna go through some part of it a little bit. You talked about okay, let me start from where you started talking about the father. Why there is need? Why there is a no man? No, sorry, no, not that one. It's a lot of Jesus. DSA, this is a lot of series. Yeah. But this particular one, the particular one I listened to that got my attention when you were talking about how to become a best friend to your child.
Yes.
You know, I was discussing this with my husband yesterday, and you said something talking about buying gifts for your children, and that you don't get them gifts for Christmas.
Yes.
You don't give them gifts for birthdays, that you just tell them that if they really need it, that they should pray that somebody is gonna get, you know, that somebody is gonna get
God is
them
going to provide. God will provide.
God is going to provide for them. And that really, I was sharing that with my husband yesterday actually. He said that is just the truth. He was like, this is just the truth, because you don't bring up a child and the child now begin to grow up and say, I'm entitled to this.
And becomes a nuisance.
When a child now begins to grow up and say, I am entitled to having a gift from my father. So the day the father is not bringing up that gift, the child will feel disappointed. So what do? There are some things you have to prepare the child's mind, that you are not supposed to be expecting this gift, because the more you think that you can get it, they now become an attachment to that gift, not the person that is giving to you itself, because you now begin to shift your focus to the gift, not to the person that is giving you the gift. So I just picked out that. I said, this might not work for every family. You know, when I was listening to this review, DSA is not like, DSA is not making this a rules and regulation.
Yes.
This is what has helped him, and this is a result that he has gotten. Every individual, like when I was listening to this, I said, every family has a way of you bringing up your family, and it's more to the glory of God, and you see them working. DSA is just giving you like some nuggets. You are giving us some nuggets on how to go about it. That doesn't mean you are going to take everything completely,
yes,
because you have your rules, I have my rules. But you are giving us an insight on what you can do and how to help to raise up a child in a home. You know, so that's how I really got fascinated by it. And if I don't know if you want me to start talking on that, or you want me to.
No, I want you to still tell us what are the other aspects of messages that are in that series.
Oh yeah, okay.
Different kind of topics, especially for people who are not married, and for men, and for women, and for people who are raising up single parents, and for people, children who are being raised up without a father.
Yeah.
The girls, the boys, all kind of things there.
Yeah, before, like, I'm gonna go to the one for the ladies, because another thing about this series, this family series is not only meant for the married people alone. Because if you hear family series, said okay, it's meant for people that are married, or maybe people that have husband, or people that has wife. This family series, it actually touched every aspect of a family, be it a single person or be it a single lady trying to get married. You are in a courtship. What are you supposed to look for in a man before you get married? What are you supposed to look for in a woman before you get married? So this is a series that touched every aspect of the individual. He said, you talked about what is a woman looking for in marriage?
Yes.
And she said she's marrying for stability, reliability, and predictability. And
what do you think about that?
she's marrying for stability. You know, as a woman, you want to get to a home.
No, I'm saying, is it true?
It is true. You want to be secure.
Because you are the woman. I'm not.
I'm a woman.
And you want, I'm happy that you affirm that it is true.
Yes, it is. I'm a woman getting married. I want to be protected. I want to be secured. I want a security. I want somebody that can cover me. Stability,
predictability.
Yes, somebody that can give me an assurance. Yes, I have to put it that way. Somebody that can give me an assurance, because you are getting into a marriage. Because, like I said earlier on, before we came up on live, I said before, anytime you go into your marriage and you decide that I want to get married, your marriage is going to determine your eternity. Yeah. Because there are so many bumps that you're going to meet in marriage. Yeah. I always share this with people. I said, when you are single, is a different phase. When you get married, is a different phase. Then you now take it to another notch when you now start having children. It changes the course of your life forever, whether you like it or not. Yeah. And that's why I always tell people that I remember few people will be telling me, oh, Shola, because I have 2 kids to the glory of God. They're like, when are you going to have the 3rd child? And this statement comes to me, and this answer comes to me, and I tell them, if I have another 3rd child, it's going to change the course of my life forever. Then they're like, what do you mean? That God is the one that is going to take? I said, God is not going to come down and take care of them. I have the responsibility to take care of this. Of course, God is going to help me to take care of them, because God is the one that, I have this child, and this child is coming to the world through me. Then I have a lot of responsibility to take care of this child. So I cannot take it up upon myself and say, I'm not putting things into perspective. I have to be stable. I have to be stable. I have to know what I want. I don't just go into it because everybody is doing it. I have to know. I have to have a focus. I have to have an insight of what I'm going into. So when I have those children and I have another child added to my life, it changed the course of my life. I know even with my 2 kids, I'm putting all my time, I'm putting all my effort. Why? Because I want to bring them up, not just for me, for people to see, but I want to bring them up in the way of the Lord. I want them to grow up, and they grow up to be who God wants them to be. And I want them to grow up to be independent, totally independent. They are not dependent on me, because when they grow up and I give them the real core value, even when I'm not there, they know how to make their right decisions. And when I look at this series, because a woman going into the marriage, you're not just going into a marriage because everybody will know that you're now a missus, then you have your ring that you're now showing to the whole world. It's actually more than that. It is way more than that, because when you are into a marriage, it changes the course of your life. I'm going to share this example. I'm going to share this testimony. When my husband and I got married, yes. Actually we got married, and we were far. I was in Nigeria because it was in US, and because of the US citizenship scenario that was going on, I couldn't come to join him for 4 years. We married for after 4 years before I could join my husband in the United States. Wow. But all the while, he was coming to Nigeria, coming back and forth every 6 months. It comes to Nigeria. So when I came here, because we're not living together, even though we're married for 4 years, listen, we're not living together, right? When we now came together, we now started living together. The very first night, and we woke up, and the bathroom, but because my husband uses is a left-handed person, so he's not right-handed. So we have our body cream in the bathroom. So anytime he goes to the bathroom, I see the cream turns to the left, I turn it to the right. So it didn't really think, it didn't really occur to him that he's left-handed, I am right-handed. He was so hungry. He said, why then he now came to his senses that, come on, I'm left-handed, she's right-handed. So that means there's no way she can press the cream in that way. So I have to turn it to the other way for me to be able to use the cream. So because you now have to understand there is a difference in the way our brain works. Because he is left-handed, I am right-handed. So the cream has to turn to his position where he needs to use it. Then the cream has to turn to my position where I need to use it. And I'm just using this is just one of the many examples. You start seeing, even the time you are cutting is different. The time you are the so-called dating is different. Then the time you now start living together in the house is different. Then you now begin to see the man you marry. You now begin to say, oh, this is how he sleeps. This is how he does things. Oh, this is how he opens his mouth. This is how, you now begin to see all these differences. How do you work with that difference? How do you work with that, with those differences? So it has to be by understanding the person, who a man is, how a man thinks, and how a woman thinks. Okay, looking at all those differences between a man and a woman, because I'm trying to go back, relating it to differences between a man and a woman, the way a woman thinks and the way a man thinks. And I like the analogy you were giving, those pictures, those pictorial things you were showing about a woman.
I was trying to be elaborate.
Oh my God, you were really elaborate on that. How the woman sees things and how the man sees things. The woman just, the men, when they see things, the way they analyze things is different. The women, the way they analyze things is way different, So they just see the picture, but the woman see way more than the picture. He's relating it to everything about her, the emotional stress, the environmental stress, everything. So, but a man just think, just one-sided, figure, and the woman, they have so much in them.
But you too, as a woman, when you had that message and you are seeing those pictures, were you also surprised that so men don't even have this complexity? They don't even know what we women are going through. Were you surprised that men are as much the difference as you were saying that teaching?
I was kind of surprised, but at the same time, I'm not surprised, because as a woman, when I was listening to this message, I actually had to take some parts that I know that is working for me, that has worked for me, in terms of relating with my husband, and in terms of every man. And like I said earlier on, DSA bringing out this family is not saying this is the way it has to be, or this is the way it is. Every man still have their personality involved in it. I'm relating this because I have a man that has a personality that is, could be different from even when I was listening to this series. I was like, okay, I can pin mine here, and I can pin my husband's here. And I'm like, okay, this is who he is in this matter, and this is who he is not. And there are so many of these things also that open my eyes to see that truly this is how men think. As a woman, like you said, women have like 20,000 words per day, and men like just 7,000. So can you imagine? I talk. Men don't talk that much. But if a man, if a man is gonna talk, they don't just talk because they want to talk. They talk because they have a reason of talking. But a woman, you want to talk about your home, you want to talk about your job, you actually want to talk about your dress, you want to talk about everything. But a man doesn't do that. That is why they are men of few words. They don't talk much. But women, and the reason why we talk much, because we just want to express. We always like to express ourselves. We always like to express our emotion. We always like to express who we are, so that they can understand. And that is why I always come to the fact that if you truly love a woman, you have to listen to her. And that is why love talks, because women always want to communicate. They want you to feel what they are feeling. They want you to understand what they understand. Like we're saying some things about, how, when a man and a woman, a woman, if a woman go out and do her hair and the woman comes back and the man didn't notice it, the woman is gonna feel so sad. That could it be that this man doesn't appreciate me? Because that is the way a woman is being wired. Because you want to be noticed, you want to be appreciated, you want that emotional attachment, you want that feeling that this man really cares about me. And even if the man doesn't say that doesn't mean the man doesn't love you. But you just want that confirmation. And if a man can really understand that, why not? Why don't you just do it for your wife and say, you know what, I like your hair, I like the way the hair. Or if you don't like it, can you make it in a better way? Because that is where communication builds up in a marriage. I'm saying this because this is what is what works for me. Can you do it in a better way? It will be more better if you do it this way. Or at times, I'm gonna say this. At times, my husband, dress my hair for me. It's okay. Let me make it up. Let me make it better because you think it's better, but I'm the one saying it. and make it more better for you, you know. So these are the things I see, that a man and a woman, when they understand their differences, they begin to work on each other in a much more better way. Yeah. So
you want to talk about the differences? Can you
yes.
tell our viewers that even the aspect of the differences alone, I didn't just talk about one. It's not just one message. That one alone is like a series on its own.
The series on its own. You started at why are we so different? Yeah, you talked about why are we so different, and that was when you went to the differences between a man and a woman, and you're using the emojis to, you know, to give the analysis of women, you know, different between a woman. And you said every a woman needs changes and every hour, but a man maybe just once a day. A woman wants, you know, every day, every hour, a woman needs changes. Maybe I want to change my hair, I want to change my makeup, I want to change this, I want to change that. But a man is just once a day, is fine, he's all set. You know, he doesn't want, you know, he doesn't want. I have to say that a man just want to, they just want to go straight to the point. But a woman, they want to go in, you know, they are like spaghetti. Everything is intertwined. Their job, their children, their physical need, everything is just, you know, they are all together. Then he said, then you now went on talking about the vital differences everyone must know about a man and a woman. Then you now talk about the 6 things. We are talking about the 6 things we have to know about a man and a woman. How do we behave when we talk? How do a man and a woman behave when we talk? And a woman tends to look into your eyes more, but men, they have ego. When a woman is talking, I want to look straight into your eyes. I want to feel you. I want to know that, okay, I'm here, you know, you are here for me. But a man, you're like, okay, you know, just say what you want to say. But a woman, and I begin to see this, you know, because, you know, the truth of the matter is we are so wired differently. It is unbelievable. We are so full of so much. Like, I remember when we are going out, my husband always says something. If anything drops inside a bag of a woman, just forget it, because it's going to take her forever to get that things out of her bag. You know, it's like if you drop a key inside her bag, before she gets that key out, then she know, because she has so much in that bag. You know, that is how a woman is wired. But if a man could understand that with the woman, you know, you won't get so angry, you won't get so annoyed, you won't get so frustrated. You just have to be patient with that woman, you know. Then you now talked about a woman that needs attention. We always call for attention. You need the attention of your husband, because you want her to understand. You want him to feel what you are feeling. You want to get him into the things that you do in your life, because every woman likes to talk. Like if you maybe you meet a new person today, you meet a new friend. The first person, as a married woman, I'm talking, because this series, it goes a long way to talk about even singles. Now we are talking on married women now, on people that are married now. When you have so much to say, you want your husband's attention. And what does a man require? Just listen. Because a man that listens to his wife gets the attention of that woman all the time. Because you just want to listen. You just want her to express her feeling. And she will feel so comfortable. You know, she will feel so welcoming, you know, that, okay, you know, she will feel, that this man is giving me all the attention that I need. So you don't just shut down a woman like that. That really kills a woman. If a woman is saying something and you shut her down, it kills her. It takes a lot from her. And you don't want to do that to a woman. So what do? Just listen. Even when the woman is saying rubbish. I remember when you are saying something that even when you know you have an answer, don't tell a woman. Let her come out. Let her say it. And that is what I can say I've seen in you, DSA. You don't try to say, this is what I have to say. You let people say, just express. Even, I have to say, even when you know that they are saying rubbish, you let them talk. Because you know that in everything they are saying, there is still something like that today, is still valid.
In this our house here today, I had a meeting with my staff today. And after the meeting, somebody came to me and said, Pastor, why should you sit down there and all these talks were going on, and everybody was, expressing themselves emotionally, and you are just sitting down there as if you are not there. You are just quiet. And then, so what do you want me to do? Shut them down. They need to keep quiet. They just need to talk like that until, and then, well, I know better. So everybody has to talk. I've got to let everybody speak their mind to the end. If I don't, especially when they are women, if what they said, they are not respecting you. I say, I don't see it that way, that they are not respecting me. I just want them to speak. Let them speak their mind. It's better to allow people to speak their mind like that than to just gag them and say, because I am a pastor or I am a leader, I'm here, so you have to keep, you have to just be official and just say the right things and behave the right way. Then they will never be happy, and you will not be happy too. Yeah. This is not even in the family. This is just even in the office.
General thing, yeah. It's a general, yeah. I believe something that when you are in a gathering, because like we've been talking about differences, like you said, now this has nothing to do with family, and this is just a general, it's a general concept that everybody should imbibe. The way a woman expresses herself is different from the way a man is going to express himself, and that is why you have to give attention to the way a woman is going to talk. Because you, like you said, because you have an answer to that thing. You don't just come out and say, I want to say it. You don't just come out and say, I want to say it. Because a woman, when you cut her off like that, even in a general concept now, it is not, she will feel so downgraded that, oh, it seems I don't have anything. It seems I don't have a say. But even in the thing that she's saying, the way you now present the matter, probably you could have said it in a better way. You could have, you could have presented it in such a better way that everybody could understand. So I think that is where the balancing comes in. You don't just stampede a woman, even when the woman is not saying the right thing. So it helps the woman to, even when the woman doesn't have the right thing to say, it helps her to work on herself better. And you talked about the psychological differences between a man and a woman.
Wow, that was deep.
That was very deep. Actually, I have a lot of notes here. You were talking how a man likes to be treated when he's down. Yeah, I said a man wants an answer and a solution, but a woman is different in this case. And I said when a woman is feeling bad, she needs empathy and to be touched and beloved. And for a woman, it is just like an instinct. When you are down, you just want somebody to touch you. Okay, oh, it's gonna be fine, everything is gonna be okay, I can take care of you, you're gonna be fine. But for a man, the man just wants a solution, because if he doesn't see a solution in you, like you said, he's not gonna see anything. Like I'm saying, I'm gonna keep referring, this could be different with every family, this could be different with every man. But on a general, taking a statistics, I think coming to a statistical level now, that men tends to look for solution. They are not always looking for empathy. Actually, men most of the time don't like it.
They don't
because
like
they feel useless.
Yes.
Yeah. They are go-getter. They just want to go for it and they want to get it. They want a solution. They want a quick fix. So that is why, those are the things psychologically a man feels so, and that is why they try to make sure they do everything, and because they are full of ego, they want to make sure they get everything right.
Yes.
Even when they are doing something wrong, DSC, most times they don't accept it that they are wrong.
Yes.
Because it kills their morale, it kills their ego, and a man should understand, and a woman understand that with a man. Those are the things. Those are just the psychological effects that is seen in a man and a woman. And but for a woman, a woman just need that. You just want to be. Want you to sympathize with her. She wants that empathy. She wants that cuddling. She wants that love. She wants that reassurance that everything is going to be fine, even when she's going through a lot of things like family stress, the housework, the schoolwork, everything. That is what a woman wants, in terms of the psychological effect. And he now said when a woman is feeling bad, she needs empathy. Yeah, I talked about that. A man doesn't love to be pitied by any woman, because woman wants to be pitied. Like I said, I didn't even know. Instinctively, a woman wants that, that environment that she feels so secure.
But all these things you are talking about, are you sure that it is true of African women, especially our parents? Because I didn't see any of this kind of attention given to my mother or my grandmother.
I actually want to say that as well. I never see that in my parents either. My dad doesn't even care whether my mom is going through any stress or not.
You think they're only your own?
My dad doesn't even give attention to my mom. And I could say, this is also gonna take me back to what causes differences between when you're talking about what ruins the relationship between parents and children. Because you said something that every parent, you must be true to your word. Because when a man and a woman, like you just said now, growing up as a child, I never see these traits. Well, what is the difference between a man and man just behave whatever. A woman, that is my own family, that is my own mother. My mom took a lot of things in because she just wants to keep her home. And that is so predominantly with African women. Even when they are going through stress, even when they are going through the pain, they just want to remain there. They want to keep that home. They don't even know what to tell. They said, oh, I'm doing all this. I'm staying in this marriage because of my children. That is the statement. Because of my children, I choose to remain. Even when the man is abusing her, I want to stay here. So the woman doesn't really, all her feelings, all the attention, all the touch, all the empathy that she needs, she's not feeling it from that woman, from that man. And makes her so, a lot of women bottles up a lot of things in their heart because they don't have, the closest person they could share this with is their husband, and they cannot share it. So they bottle it in. But thank God that a lot of people are beginning to know and understand. There's an awareness coming up to people that you shouldn't die in silence. When things are not going well for you, why can't you just look for somebody and speak up? Because when you love talks, it eases up the stress in you. It releases up the tension.
So this is another area a lot of work needs to be done in Africa then.
Yes, yes. A lot. Actually, DSA, a lot of people have so much that is going on that they can't even see. Actually, even within the Christians, they have so much they can't even express because they've been in a society that, oh, how will it be that I'm leaving my home? I'm a married woman. Everybody knows that I'm married, and all of a sudden I'm not, I'm not being found married because you are listening to what people, you are responding to the outside influences influencing your marriage, because you are not focused on what you want for yourself. Because like I said, your marital life, if you are married, for people that are married now, it determines your eternity. Because there is so much bitterness going on in your heart. There is so much pain. There is so much, and if you continue like that, your relationship with God is not going to be fine. You won't even have a time to even pour your heart to God. You won't even have a time to even say, God, to express who you are to God. But when you are in love with Father, when you are in love with Jesus, even when you see things around, you want to talk it out. You want to speak out. You want to pour it out. You don't want to die in silence. But I see here that there is so much, that people have, bottled up within themselves that it's not helping them in their marital life, and it's killing them gradually. And that is definitely going to affect their relationship with the Lord. So, and you talked about man don't talk because they don't believe you have the answer. Hence, he opens up when he sees an answer in you. Yeah. The man's open up when he sees an answer in you. He doesn't talk. And you have to be somebody that can give him the answer. Yes. So if a man doesn't, he just oh, no, when I get to my wife, she's not going to say anything. She's not going to give me any answer, But if a man really understands some things about the woman, the first person you want to talk to is your wife. Can we just reason together? The Bible says that can two work together except they be agreed? So there should be a mutual agreement between both of you. Even when you have a lot to say, you can still discuss some things with your wife, because she is the first person you come to meet, and she will definitely have something to say. And as a woman, there must be a position you get yourself into, that I have to be, how would I call it? I have to be supportive to my husband. You know, in every capacity I have to be supportive to her. You know, so like this series, you know, you went ahead on this series talking about oh, jeez, this is a lot of series. Because I said when you were doing the love series, that was what made me go back to this family series, talking about the love. Why love turns to hate.
Yes.
I always say something, that the way a woman loves a man, if the woman turns back on the man, it's the same way the woman is gonna hate the man. That is, I just came up with that, because woman, naturally, we attend to love. We attend to pour our love on a man. So you love the man irrespective of, and that was why the Bible says that husband, love your wife as Christ loves the church.
Because women don't have problem with that.
Women don't have problem with that. And that is why is emphasizing that statement to man. You know, women naturally, they love. That's why they say, oh, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you, naturally. But, you know, it now goes back to the submission part, that the woman should submit. But I now come to a conclusion. If you love a woman will submit to you.
Yeah.
It's just as easy as that. You just love the woman, and the woman will submit to you. The woman will not even find it hard to submit. But this statement is going to both individual, because he knows that when a woman is not being loved, if a woman is not being loved, she will not submit. And that is why it says submit to your husband. So the submission is actually on both sides.
Yes.
If you love my wife, if you love your wife, she will submit to you. So you also have to submit in love to her. And that is, you know, so I see that as a very big deal, so that when your relationship will not turn to hatred because you are not loving. The Bible says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave. That means you are giving everything. That even when the woman is going out, is outside, when I'm coming home, I know I have a man that loves me. I have a man I can fall on. I have a man. This is outside. Your relationship with God is a different level. But this is a person you are relating in the house, one-on-one. You want to have that relationship with him because he loves you. And that's why the Bible says that husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave. So you have to give your life to the woman. You have to be submissive. You know, you have to be the servant. Like on the later part of the series, when you're talking, you don't see yourself as the head, as in you have to be the first. You have to be the one serving the family. You have to come last. I remember sometime my husband and I, when we are doing some things in the kitchen, we are just making a family time with the kids, and we are sharing some things. My husband said, "Oh, I'm the one. I'm the last person in this house." You know, we are sharing some meat. You know, we're just making some joking because we spend a lot of time in the kitchen, a lot. He stays more in the kitchen. You know, he's a cook, so he stays a lot in the kitchen. So when we are sharing things in the kitchen, it's like, okay, I'm coming last because I'm the last in the family. You know, so when a man sees himself as the last, the woman would definitely want to do everything for that man, because the man is not putting himself, oh, I'm lording over you. Where's my food? Put my food on my table. No. The man has at the same time can equally go to the kitchen and take the food. Even you can even equally go to the kitchen and say, you know what, I'm taking care of you guys' dinner for the whole next 1 month. You know, when a woman sees that in a home, I tell you, it's gonna be, even though there are some other differences that will come in, at least this one is taking it to a level. It's taking it to another level, because a woman has seen an affection in a man that, you know, that cares for her. So.
And if you are the head, Oh, you have to. I think you put on something in your place.
I did.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, are you sure nothing is on?
No.
Okay, okay.
Nothing is on.
Okay. So the thing I wanted to say is that if a man is, but the Bible says the man is the head, and
Yes.
being the head means to be the least or to
Yep.
be the servant.
Yep.
Yeah, so go ahead on the series.
Yes. So I was talking about, because this series, like when you were teaching this series, I could see that some of the you're talking about the differences. Even when you come up with other series, you were having, it's like you are bringing some past teachings into it again.
Yes.
I could see them like it's a kind of interwoven.
Yes.
Yes. Everything, like, yeah, they are all, connected to one another.
Which one of those pictures, illustrations, do you find very funny or fascinating?
It's a lot. You actually use a lot of illustrations. One of the illustrations that got my attention is when you are using a woman. You talked about what a woman sees when when you hug when a woman and a woman stand, and there's the picture the picture a woman is seeing and the picture a man is seeing. A woman sees, like, if you are seeing somebody, if you are seeing a woman, or you are seeing a lady, she will want to see the hair, the eyes, the nose, the chest, the everything, the bag, the shoe, the color. But the man just sees the face. That's it.
So did you know that though?
That is so true, DSA. As I'm saying, if it was a woman, or if it is a woman that is staying right here, I'm gonna be looking at everything about the woman.
Are you serious?
So that is how a woman picture things. You want to see, oh, the hairstyle is so nice. Maybe I can make this kind of hairstyle as well. Oh, the cloth. Oh, this is a nice cloth. Oh, I like it. Where did you get it from? I hardly hear man telling you where did you get it from.
No, he doesn't even see it. If you ask him, he doesn't even remember.
Because most time maybe he's not the one that even did the shopping. But a woman was like, you ask the woman, where did you get this cloth from? Oh, I like it. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, where can I get mine? A woman will always want to point everything. Your bag, the shoe. She sees everything about you. That is how a woman analyzes things. She analyzes everything from your head to toe. But a man just sees one thing. Maybe the man is just seeing only the face. That's all.
Yes.
But a woman sees everything. They sees everything.
Wow.
So those are the things. So it is true, DSA. It is true, because the way a woman, and that is why a woman, because of the way we are being wired, the way we are being, God made us to be in that way. You just see everything with what you see. Man, what you see at that point in time is like, okay, you now begin to analyze everything within you. Can I do this? Can I be like this? Can I do this? But it takes it to another notch for a spiritual-minded person that will not lead to covetousness. Because there is a level at which you look at somebody, you're like, oh, how I wish I have that. Then that is not going to be leading to covetousness.
Yes.
You just look at it, looking at you as a woman. Okay, this is a natural thing about a woman. Okay, I just appreciate who this person is. I just appreciate the beauty of this person. So let it be like that. But for a woman now taking it to another level, now leading to jealousy, all kinds of stuff and all that, then you now begin to know that these are the things. Even though we know we have differences as a man and a woman, I still believe that there are some things that we can still work on in ourselves according to the help of the Holy Spirit to help us subdue those things which are kind of the things of the flesh.
Yes. Maybe that is the reason why women always conflict with themselves.
Sir?
Maybe that is why women always fight each other.
Exactly. And that is where the submissiveness and the cautiousness comes in. That even though I'm a woman, even though God made me this way, even though I am like this, even though I know this is who I am, and this is where there's nothing I can do about it, that is where you need the Spirit of God to help you to subject it. When you start beginning to walk in the love, the fruit of the Spirit, you now begin to take over you and say, okay, though I'm a woman, though I am wired differently from a man, but I can behave better as a child of God. So it helps you to balance it. But on the general world, be it a believer or an unbeliever, that is how a woman is.
Wow.
So that is how a woman is. So, but for a Christian, you want to walk it, you want to take it to another notch by working on yourself. Though I'm a woman, I have to walk it in a different manner. Yeah. So, but if you see another woman which is not a believer and walking like that, you don't castigate that person. Just know that that is who a woman is naturally. It's a natural instinct that comes with a woman, and that is the way they can express themselves. Yeah. So,
what were the conclusions you reached when you were listening to the how to be a hero to your child?
Oh my God, DSA. There was part of the teaching on that children's series when you're talking. The conclusion I came up with within myself is you have to be a parent of integrity. When a child sees something in you, they want to copy you. So you want to make sure that what you do, you are not saying A and you are now doing B.
Yeah.
And you said something even in that series that even when you make mistake, even when you commit any sin, you have to open up to your child.
Yeah.
Because you let them know that you are not at a perfect stage.
Yeah.
So when you are sincere with your child, you help them to understand that, oh, daddy can make mistake. Oh yes, but he or she, my mom can make a mistake, and they're like, at times I remember my children. I say when I do something wrong, and I say, they say, mommy, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. They will just tell you that it's okay, but you won't tell them beyond it. You won't let them take it that it's okay. You let them know why some things are not okay, because you have to explain to them. Because if they just take it that it's okay, that doesn't mean they also should do it. You are learning from that mistake that you don't want to do it again. You want them to know that mistake will definitely happen, but you can walk out of that mistake. And when you're talking about being a hero to your children, you're talking about you making time for your children, maybe going to taking them on a walk, maybe going to a theater, get them some nice movie that both of you can have time together, share family time together, read books together, do their project together, do some fun things together. Don't make them stay in the church 24/7. When a child stays in the church 24/7, doesn't have any social life, doesn't have any social activity that you are involved. When they grow up, they begin to rebel and begin to make sure, they begin to tell you that you didn't expose me to this, you didn't let me know this. So when you are exposing your children to things like that, they will begin to find confidence in you. They say, oh, my dad can take me to this place, my mom can take me to, because if you are not doing it, when they grow outside, somebody else want to do it for them. And to make them to feel so much attached to the people outside, not the people inside. So you have to be the one, you have to be the creator of such a thing. You have to get involved in their activities. You have to know the kind of friends that even, you were talking about, even letting them bring in their friends home, having some time with their friends at home, even if it's okay for the other parent, for them to have a sleepover. That is when the time comes, because you know that you have brought up your child to a level that, yes, they can bring in a child home and have some time, because you want to know the kind of friends they keep. When a child, I always say something that when a child is growing up and a child is now hiding things from you, that is the beginning of problem for you as a parent. Your child must not hide anything. Even if it will get to a time they want to keep to themselves, but as they're growing up, let them say it. Even when they are saying something that is not good, just leave them, let them say it, because you are giving them the time to pour out their mind. As they are talking, as they are saying, you now begin to say, okay, this is, listen, this is the right way to go about it. This is the right way to go about it. But when a child is saying something that is not right, and you just say, keep your mouth shut, the next time the child is not going to tell you anything anymore.
Yeah.
Because he or she knows that I'm not going to get a good response from my parents. So you want to make sure that you get them involved in things. You want to get involved in things that they do, so that you can be a hero to them. You can bond with them. Now, even when you are not there and they go out to see somebody else, they can say, oh, this child, even when he wakes up in the morning, he or she knows what to do right away, because you have developed you have imputed in them the right value system, that when they go outside, they can represent the family and say, okay, this is the child of a person. So that was my conclusion, that you have to be you have to be a person of integrity. When you say something, you don't do something else. You have to stand by your word according with the help of the Holy Spirit. So that will help you to bring up that child in the way. Because the Bible says that train up a child in the way it should grow. That when it grows, you will not depart from it. So that is very, very important, raising up a child, especially in the time that we are in now. So.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, what are the things you came across in this series? Maybe you didn't even listen to it. Maybe just the topic, maybe just the title, yeah, or maybe just the shared number. What surprised you about this family series?
What surprised me about this series is that, okay, like I said earlier, it cuts across every part of life. It cuts across every part of life. It cuts across like your preparedness before you get married, when you are married, and what to do when you are even married, and when you start raising your children, and what to do. Like you have different stages from bringing up the children from 0 to 3, from 3 to 6, from it is just so cumbersome.
Very detailed.
Very detailed. So everything, because okay, like you're even talking about the puberty stage of a child, of a teenager. So it's a lot, because if we have to do this review, it's gonna take me, I don't know, the whole of the year, because I'm like I'm just picking everything, like different aspects of the teaching. But looking at the whole family series, like I said, your family, and this also brings you to have a personal relationship with God. Because another way that helped me to understand is when you say love turns to hate, to preserve you from idol worshiping. This is a big one for me, because for every one of us, though we are married, I always tell people, I am going to stand before God, and I'm not going to say I am married, and I'll say I'm taking my marriage to heaven. We are all called as an individual, though we are called to be husband and wife. You have an assignment here to do. And at the same time, as an individual, you have an assignment to do. So we are going to stand before God and give accounts. So that is where you don't want to give your total attachment. I remember one of your series when you're teaching about attachment and detachment. Anything that want to become like an idol, because whatever becomes an idol to you, you're gonna lose it. So you don't want anything to become as an idol to you. So the most important thing that you want to place before God is God, and nothing but God. Though you are in a relationship with a partner here on earth, but you want to make sure that in the whole concept of it, it is still God. It is still God. So this series, it is so cumbersome that if you want to say, okay, I want to get married, what are the things I need to prepare for? It is also in this series. When I'm in a relationship, before I would get married, it is also in this series. Or what are the things that I've dealt with in the past before I get married? You talked about relationship, people that have dealt into relationship in the past, how they get married, how their past relationship is affecting them. Everything is in this series. It is so much loaded that if we start talking about, you even talk about the family planning series.
Yes.
Yes, you talk about, it is so cumbersome that I'm just trying to bring everything under 1 hour, 30 minutes. It can never be done, because everything is so loaded. Every information that you need as a person to grow yourself in family, before the family, I'll put it that way, during the family, and after the family. When I mean after the family, that is when the children are growing, that you are not raising up any children anymore. How do you want to create core values in them? Everything is in this series.
What about the pregnancy stage?
Sorry?
What about the pregnancy stage, delivery?
I remember you were making an example of one delivery, maybe when your wife is about to deliver and all that, how a man's supposed to be there for the woman. For a woman, we are all wired differently. When we are going to labor, you still want to feel fine. That is different from mine. But you were using, I guess it was your wife you were using as an example, that she has to do the makeup and do the everything, get herself prepared. But when the labor starts, she forgets everything. The whole thing was just, everything was thrown up in the air. That as a man at that time, you want to stand, you want to be there for that. I remember when I was in labor, and that is where every man that treats the woman in such a manner that is so, I don't know, like you are not respecting that woman in a way that you should be. I think that man is not supposed to exist. Because if you experience the pain a woman goes through in a labor, it is one of the most excruciating pain you could ever imagine.
Yes.
And when a man, in Africa, maybe because they don't let man enter the labor room in Africa, DSA, I think that is why a lot of men cannot reason with their woman, and a lot of men maltreat their wives.
Up to now?
I think so, DSA. Yeah, they don't allow. I still have a few of my friends that gave birth. They didn't allow the men to enter the labor room.
Wow.
So here, even though some men enter the labor room, they still maltreat their wife. But at a larger extent, a true man that enters the labor room with his wife, when you see that woman going through that pain, it will change the whole course of how you see a woman. This was what my husband told me. He said, I'm seeing a woman in a different way. I'm seeing a woman probably if he didn't enter the labor room, he would just say, oh, maybe she just went to have the baby and she came out like that.
Yes.
He said, I'm seeing a woman in a different, I could see the pain and I could see the arrival of a baby. I said, this cannot be done except the majestic work of God, that a woman is bringing up a child into the world like this, and the pain that she has to go through. A lot of allegiance to the woman. And so if a man does not give allegiance to the woman in such a manner, it is really, really sad, because that is where a man has to stand. Because during the pregnancy period, a woman goes through a lot of hormonal changes in their body, the shape of their body, everything changes, everything. So when a woman now gives birth, everything will still take a while before that body comes to normality. So a man must definitely stand, because I remember somebody was telling me that when a woman gets married and the woman now have a baby, the way the man sees the woman is now different, because the body is different now. Because the body is different because maybe the woman used to be very, very slim, then the woman now have a baby and the woman tends to be big and didn't come down again. This was what somebody told me, that some men, they tend to change their shifts because the woman's body is now different.
They change their what?
They change the way they see the woman.
Okay.
So they kind of put a pressure on the woman. Oh, go and make sure your body is this. Make sure your body, you are too fat, you are too this, you are too this. So
I spoke about that in that series too. Yeah.
Yes, you don't understand that. This is the body at which this woman is. It's gonna take a lot of discipline. It's gonna take a lot of work for that body to come back. And some, it's just gonna be like that.
Why should she even come back for 2 years and get pregnant again?
Exactly. And because it is still the same body, you are still complaining that, oh, this body is big, but at the same time you want the woman to have another baby. Yeah. So why didn't you let the body rest? Why didn't you let her relax before you even venture trying to even have another baby with a child? So I just feel that every man should stand by their woman at all costs and at all time. At every given point in time. Because a woman, there are some things they cannot ordinarily express.
Yeah.
Their action will tell you that there is something they are trying to tell you. So it is just something that I believe that when you get to understand this as a couple or as a father and a mother, bringing up your children in a way will be much, much easier, because the understanding is coming from both of you. So it is.
Hello?
Hello, DSA. Yeah.
Yes. I want you to keep on talking about other aspects of that series that you think is worth listening to.
Yes. Okay. Like the part of the series that I talked about again is that I touched was That's what ruins the relationship between the parent and children.
Okay.
Your relationship, yeah, what ruins the relationship between the parent and the children? So your relationship with your children as husband and wife, you have to have a clear distance of what you want. Like I said earlier on, when you are doing something and you are not clear to your children, they're not going to take your word for it.
Right.
They're not going to take your word for it. And you said you have to have an integrity. Someone had taught that even when you fall into mistakes, even when you, like I said earlier on,
yes,
you have to make your notion clear. Okay, I'm just gonna, sometimes I try to use an example like you always use, and I like the fact that you always use examples. I'm gonna use my example, as a mother and as my husband. Most of the time, when my husband is not at home, because the children, they are used to seeing both of us together all the time. So when my husband is not around, like, oh, mommy, the house is boring without daddy. The house is not complete without daddy. But at the same time, I try to let them, I know where they are coming from, because they want that family bond. They want to see you. Then when you as husband and wife now come together, when you are now fighting, when a man and a woman, they are fighting in the home, that kind of atmosphere, the children will never want it. They will never crave for it, because they always see their father and their mother always in argument. But when a man and a woman, they are always together, not that you don't have the argument sometimes, not that you don't have differences, but the atmosphere that you create for that home, it's in such a way that when the children miss it, when one of the parents is not at home, they misses the fact that the parents are not him. So what you don't want your child, what you are doing as a parent, you have to make sure you bring it to clarity for your children. And that is where the integrity comes in, so that they will not miss any part of their growing up as a child. Because they want to see, anything you give to them, they want to be able to see that in you also. And that is where you also have to build yourself. Like my children, there are some things I'm learning from them. At this, they are grade level. There are some things they are teaching me now, like, oh my goodness, I have to pay attention to them. Because I won't say because I'm their parent, they have some things that they are telling me. There are some things that I'm getting from them. They're like, mommy, listen, this is how to do it. Then I was like, okay, I'm listening. Because there are some things they want you to understand. And if you don't give a listening here today, because you now say, because I'm your mother, you cannot tell me what is not, then the child will not have any confidence in you. It will not have any solace in you to be able to relate with you in some things. So that is one of the things I see that it can ruin your relationship as a parent to your children, because husband and wife have to be in a very deep and a mutual agreement together, and begin to present yourself in a way that they will understand that this is who you are. You are not A and you are not doing B. So that gives you a room to build them up very well in the way you're supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah, so now there are a lot of other things that I was talking about in that series, the family series. Why will you tell people who are watching us, why do they need to listen to that family series?
Like I said, the video, the total number of the video is 119. I remember when I was listening to the Truth series. The Truth series is 34. The Thinking series is it 18 or 19?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yes. So, but this one is 119. So imagine, like, if I have to take one per day, that's gonna take me like 119 days to do it, which I didn't do. I didn't finish it up. I didn't finish 119. But for me, to do this, what this series is gonna do for you, like I said, it has different aspects of your life. The children aspect, your work aspect. Yeah, that even brings me to this one of the part, because it's a lot. This brings me to one of the ones, to one of the parts of this one. We talked about how a man and a woman, because this is very controversial, talking about a man making sure you provide for the woman. A true man will not make his wife to go and walk outside. And I could see there was one picture you put out, you did, that the woman like is climbing. The woman is trying to climb, or the man is walking. As the woman is climbing, she has a homework to do. The woman is walking. She's walking outside. The woman is climbing. She's having the homework, the domestic work to do, the children, the workplace, the emotional, menstrual period, everything is attached. And this is the same woman that will still go out there and work. You know, this is gonna be a little controversial. If a woman is doing a job, you said something that even if a woman is doing work outside, it has to be something that she loves.
Yeah.
It has to be something that she wants to
But
enjoy.
a lot of people, that is the area where I got a lot of reprisal, a lot of attacks from the men, from African men. African men were really angry at that aspect.
I could sense that a lot of people are not going to be able to, you know, analyze that very well with you. But you said something that you are not saying completely that a woman should not work. But even if she's going to work, it has to be something that she enjoys. It's not going to be something out of compulsion that she has
But the argument of the Africans is that, you know, one of the reasons that they even marry in the first place is for them to be able to have assistance and help. So that it's not only him working, but so that the two of them can combine their money together. That's why they even marry in the first instance. Mm-hmm. And now you are saying that a woman shouldn't work. That is what is their problem. That is even the reason why they marry. And now you are saying make it not work.
Yeah. And yes, another thing I see here is some women, even if a man tells a woman not to walk at all. There was a part of the series I listened to where your wife was talking.
Yes.
Even when a woman even if a man tells a woman not to walk, I'm there to take care of you. I might be wrong in this aspect because this is gonna be on different view.
Yes.
Some women still want to walk because they see that I'm gonna become useless if I'm not walking.
Yes, just like I tell my wife, don't cook, but she still cooks sometimes.
Exactly. So yes, of course. What I'm saying here is there should be, because when I listened to where your wife was talking about, especially the early stage of raising children. Okay, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I've not been working since I came to the United States. When I started having my kids, I remember when I came to the United States, I worked for just 1 year. That was even before I started having kids. And I tell people that immediately you start having family, it's gonna take it to a different notch, especially when you start having kids. And I stopped work. My husband said, you cannot work with raising your children. That was what he told me. You cannot work with raising your children. And I did not work. So when my children started growing up, I now picked a job. When they started when they were in preschool in the United States, I had to pick a job, and the job is a substitute teacher. And that substitute teacher is in their school. That means when I take them to school, we are in the same environment together. They will come home together. So I'm not doing anything outside my children's schedule because I want to be there with them. And that takes me maybe like up to 5 years or so before I even have to actually venture even doing this kind of work. Then, as a woman, you pick up a job that if you have to do it, depending on the kind of, because it is going to be a little controversial, because depending on the kind of job you're doing in the society, but the most important thing is if a man says that you shouldn't work and he has every means, you are telling the man, like you said in the video, you are promising the woman that I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to make sure you are fine. I'm going to make sure everything is fine for you, which might not work in every man's case. I'm going to make sure that I provide all that you need, not your wants. But for a woman now take it upon herself that, oh, I want to work because I cannot just stay at home without working. Then that will now be, DSA, I think that will now be on a level that this is now a woman's
choice.
Problem.
A woman's choice.
Yes. that is now a choice. But your husband says, I'm ready to provide all you need. But if you now say, I cannot do that, because the truth is, I want to pursue my career, I want to make sure I'm all sufficient, because the truth of the matter is, if a woman, I remember you talked about some of this, I didn't finish that particular one. We were talking about making sure that the woman is independent.
Yes.
Making sure, especially when it comes to finances, because I think this is the old driving point, that way we are driving to. Now, when a woman is not financially capable, the woman wants to go out there and say, even if you give me 1 naira, I want to be able to do my own thing. But for a true man, sincerely, you have to make sure that before the woman even asks you anything, you have already given her the money that she needs. But this is going to be controversial, and that is why you are having a lot of problems, because a lot of people are not going to agree with you on that, because they cannot see the big picture that a man must be the one to provide for the family, irrespective of whatever comes their way.
Okay, some of them tell me that if they had been living in Africa, they would have done that, but that in America it's not possible, or in Europe.
Well, I'm gonna use I'm gonna use myself as an example. It could be possible also in the United States, DSA, and this is my philosophy.
But you are based in the United States with your husband.
Yes, and I did not work. Actually, I won't say I'm working. Even if I'm gonna do anything, and I work in a school environment with my children. We live and we come together. And even if I am not doing that, I'm still okay.
And before you are not doing that even?
I'm not even doing that. And DSA, I am still okay. Okay, I'm going to say this, because this is out there. I always tell people, cut your coat according to your size. I think that is the major problem we have in the Western world. The reason why I'm saying this is, when people are here, a lot of
maybe you are not doing, maybe you don't do Ashwebi.
I don't do Ashwebi. That is what I'm saying. You don't ride a car you don't ride a car you cannot afford. You don't go to you don't buy things you cannot afford. I think those are the things that will help you. When a man tells you that I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna provide for you, as a woman, the truth of the matter is, if a man truly loves you, I always say this, you can't give what you don't have. I am giving what I have now. It's different with everybody. What I got from my husband is different from what somebody else would get from his or her husband. I got this from my husband. He told me severally, you don't have to work. I am going to take care of you. He told me this. So when he said this, I knew that he's going to take care of me. And he did. And he is doing that. Okay. Even in the midst of that taking care of me, we still have to make sure that we are not going above what we cannot afford. We are content. And that's why the Bible says godliness with contentment is a great gain. We're so content that we're able to do a lot of things at the time that even when you not have, you're like, okay, I can look around me and say, yes, when I did not have enough, I was able to guard myself. I was able to streamline some things I don't really need. I will call it things I don't need, because if you don't need them, you don't have to get them. So that is what makes a lot of people, when they come to Western world, my husband has to work, I have to work, we all have to work, because we have to pay bills, we have to do this, we have to do. I'm not saying those in itself are wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. But when it is needed for you to raise a family, I think I will applaud that every woman should stay at home to help their family. To get to a point in time that you have to work, but at that early stage, it is very, very important. Like when I was listening to your wife, she said something that she took it up as a mother, that she just doesn't want to wake up in the morning running after 9-to-5 job and take her child and drop her in a nanny, then go to job, come back and pick the child from a nanny. That she will not even have the time to bond with the children. Then she was taking care of the children. She was able to have time taking care of the children, because she knows what she wants. And this was able to be, she was able to do this also with the support of her husband. And that is why it is so important for every man to support their wife at every given point in time. And for a woman, you have to be of help to your wife, to your husband as well, in terms of cutting down expenses. Like you said, not doing ashwebi, not going for parties, you just have to balance things out.
But in Nigeria, in America, some of the people some of the Nigerians that I met out there, most of them want to have a Mercedes Benz or, you know, at least one Mercedes in the family.
Oh yeah. Okay. Everybody wants to have, I want to have my car, you want to have your car. Everybody wants to have their car. But I believe there are some things that we can do as a family that you can work around your schedule together. That you don't always have to have a Mercedes Benz. Even if you have to go and buy a used car. I always tell people, everybody that is, you know, average American, you know, if you see them riding a car, maybe even the latest version of the car, that car is not their car. I always tell people, until that car, you finish paying that car doesn't belong to you.
Oh.
It's a debt.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes to your house too. And that's why I don't encourage people doing housewarming when you have not finished paying your mortgage.
Yeah.
Because these are the things that it doesn't give you a full assurance. It puts tension on you. I have to go and work. I have to go and work. I have to pay my mortgage. I have to do this. But if you cannot get yourself disciplined enough so that you'll be able to meet up all those expenses, you'll begin to see yourself, you know, like your book. I've not read the book, Working from Sam, which I have a very clear understanding of it. You will keep working all your life just to make ends meet because you are not strategizing, you are not making plans on how to make, you know, to make the finances of the family run.
For the sake of the people, for the sake of those who have not yet listened to the family series, what I want to do is I want to go through the list of the messages here so that people, not through all of them, but some of them, just so that people will have an idea of the messages
You want me
that
to go through them?
No, not all of them, just some that of the messages that are here in the family series. So,
You want me to start from the beginning?
yeah, you mentioned some, I will mention some.
Oh, okay.
Okay, some of them, one of them says, why are we so different, men and women?
Yeah.
You can mention another one.
Okay. The difference between a man and a woman.
Okay, so
And some.
what every man and woman must know about each other.
Okay, the psychological differences between men and women.
Okay, what sex means to the man and what sex means to the woman.
Yeah. What every man needs to know about men's sexuality.
What ladies and gentlemen need to know about each other.
Yeah. Why we must value our differences.
Yeah. Okay, a new and fresh look at women, or
Then when is a man truly ready for marriage?
why women must be cared for.
Why women must be careful. Who is the man that is ready for marriage?
Why women must be treasured.
What every lady wants in a man. Yeah.
Okay, what every woman wants to see in a husband.
Then what your wife is expecting from you.
She is marrying for stability, reliability, predictability.
Yeah, you are not a schoolmaster and your wife is not a schoolgirl. I like that topic though. But I'm like,
What is a woman looking for in marriage?
why all brides dressed like a princess?
What your wife is expecting from you.
Yeah, you now talk about ladies. Before you think of marriage, think about self-sufficient. Yeah.
Okay, help for ladies to become self-sufficient.
Yeah. Then you talk about tips for ladies to become self-sufficient.
Ladies, think maturity before thinking of marriage.
Yeah. Ladies, emotional maturity. And
Men don't like to be married to problems, so women, think.
qualities of a matured woman.
A lady's emotional maturity.
Oh my God. What every man wants What every man wants his wife to know.
The importance of social maturity for a lady.
Yeah. Then why love turns to hate.
Love turns to hate to preserve you from idol worshiping.
Love turns to hate as to preserve your dignity.
Love turns to hate to return you to God's priority.
Yeah. Love turns to hate, so we know that the best of men is still just a man.
Soul ties. Another reason why love turns to hate.
Then right and wrong understanding of love.
What is your understanding of love?
The wrong understanding of love and what love is not.
Love is not egocentric.
Yeah. Difference between love and illusion.
What is a man? Who is a man?
Discovering the fundamental purpose of the man. Oh my goodness.
Learning to function as a real man.
Okay. A real man behaves like a foundation.
Men must be men.
Yeah. A man needs to imitate.
A man is a person of power and authority.
Okay, yes, I'm going to pause. I want to ask a question though.
Yes.
So, because how did you come up with all these topics?
I'm going to tell you because people are saying we should still keep on mentioning. So let's finish mentioning and we'll answer your question.
All right. Why every man is an imitator?
Absence of men, the root of all social evil.
When there are no men, things fall apart. Yeah.
When there is no man in the house.
Absence of men, the root of societal evil.
Why every family needs a father.
The importance of a father in the children's lives.
The importance of a father in a daughter's life.
Yeah, I can talk about that. Yeah, I can talk on that. The importance of a father in a boy's life.
Behavioral patterns of boys who grow up without a father.
Behavioral pattern of a boy who grow up without. Okay, that's part 2. Yeah, so you have it till part 3. Then exemplifying a great father figure, a testimony by
the good boy, good child phenomenon, behavioral patterns.
Then behavioral pattern of girls who grow up without fathers.
What do men really want from their wives?
Yeah, what African men want from their wives to know.
Stop living in the fear of losing your husband.
Yeah, that's a big one. Recognize the husband's individuality.
Help to strengthen your family.
How to assist your wife before, during, and after delivery.
Don't respond to your husband same as to a woman.
Parenting children between. What is purpose of parenting?
Things women do that drive their husbands crazy.
Parenting must be structured between the age of 0 to 3.
How to assist your husband. Okay, you said that. How to assist your wife before, during, and after delivery.
Yeah. Parenting be structured between. Okay, parenting between the age of 3 to 7.
How husbands and wives can prepare for the birth of their child.
Yeah, parenting between age 8 to 11, 12 to 17.
Loss of raising godly children.
Yeah. What teenagers expect from their parents.
What is the purpose of parenting?
What dreams the relationship between the parents and their children? Okay, we talked about that.
Parenting. Yes, go ahead.
Before you try to raise up children, what is your worldview?
Parenting must be structured between in the ages. Age of 0 to 3, 3 to 7, 8 to 11, 12 to 17.
When a child grows up without a value system.
How do you parent your children in times of puberty?
Yeah. Differences between a biomass and a personality.
How do you parent 18-year-old teenagers?
Why real humans don't live for themselves?
What your teenagers are expecting from you as their parents?
A list of values you need to instill in your children.
How to become the best friend of your child.
Yeah. Then why real humans don't live for themselves? Differences between a biomass and a personality. I think I said that.
What ruins the relationship between parents and their children?
When a child grows up without a value system.
Who are you raising? A person, a personality, or a biomass?
Yes. Parenting 18-year-old teenagers.
What happens when a child grows up without a value system?
What is the purpose of parenting?
Before you try to raise up a child, what is your own worldview?
Our husbands and wives can prepare for the birth of their child.
Why real humans don't live for themselves?
Don't respond to your husband same as to a woman.
A list of values you need to instill in your children.
Help to strengthen your family.
Practical parenting with the Adelaja family.
Yes.
Well. So what's your question? Your question is?
Yeah, my question. I was just trying to ask that. How did you come up with this topic? As in, using the world view and everything. How did you come up with this topic? Did you go into like a survey, or did you have to do any survey to know?
Two things. Number one, okay. If you have been noticing me, every topic I deal with, my principle is this: anything I do in my life, no human being will be able to do better either before I was born or right now living, or who is yet to be born. That's my principle in everything. So that's number one. Number two, I've been pastoring for 25 years. Those will be the two. I have enough experience.
You have so much experience.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the truth.
And I target excellence in everything.
So this is just a man that has experience that can say all these things. Because these are, that's why I always like the fact that I always relate with your practicality. You are so practical in the things you say. You're so practical in the things you do. Even though the God value, supersedes everything. But I could see that you are relating with everybody, even with every topic, based on what you have seen around you.
Yes.
And you are bringing everything to us to see that this is not just me. I didn't just put this up. It is based on practical example. And that was why when you're using all those analyses, I could relate with it. It's so real. Especially when you are analyzing what goes on in the heart of a woman and what goes on in the heart of a man. Even when it comes to the sexuality of a man and a woman, it is just so true. Even though, like I said, there are still some differences with individual.
But you've been able to listen to this teaching about family, and you've also listened to my children, 3 of them, and to my wife. How will you now? Is it connected to life, or you don't see connection to life?
It's absolutely connected to life, because just hearing the way your children talk, if a child is not being given a core value, is not raised up in the way that they are being raised up, DSA, they cannot come out and talk the way they are talking. That is the truth. So, and I could see that the work the parents have imputed in them, a godly parent indeed, I have to say that, a godly parent indeed. In everything they do, I'm saying this because it's not because I'm relating with DSA. I see them. I'm somebody that I take note of things a lot. Even at times I might not talk for 3 months, 6 months, but I take things, even in the way they dress, DSA, I have to say that. They have this, I just appreciate the fact that the way they carry themselves, the manner at which they talk, I could just see that virtue you've given to them. It is beautiful. It is.
You see, we were just mentioning the titles, and we almost spent the evening already just mentioning the names. So we want to encourage everybody that is watching to go and look for the family series.
I don't think we can finish this series. So.
It's already time to go, and the new series I'm doing this week, I am very passionate about it. This is my series. This is my life.
You were everywhere yesterday. So
Yes, yes, you can understand.
you were everywhere. You were everywhere.
I couldn't help it. So we are going to come up back in the next 25 minutes. And what would you like to say to our viewers before we go, Adesola?
Yeah, I just want to encourage everyone to this series. I said something one time when I called in the platform. I said, even if you decide today, I'm not listening to DSA anymore. He has so much series on YouTube that you can pick. Like you were saying something, for you to listen to every of the series, it's going to take you like 60 years, even more than 60 years to listen to this series. Okay, like this 119 videos on this family series, it's a lot. It's a lot. Some of the topics are so captivating to me, I have to jump and start listening. You know, if I have to be following it one by one, maybe I will still be on. So I have to jump and, you know, keep looking. Even as we are reading it now, some of the topics are now resonating with me that, wow, so this one too is there, you know. So it is so much, it is so much, you know, cumbersome that we can give our time and listen. And these are just practical life experiences. Even some of the people that you brought into the discussion matter, talking about the family, you know, you just give room for everybody to relate with this topic very well based on their view in their lives and what they have experienced. And this could be an answer to some people. I remember one of the one that there was a sister talking, Sister Inkuru. It could be an answer to people that have gone into some past relationship, how you can merge your relationships together. I tell you, this is it's one of my beautiful series that I've listened to, and that was why I give myself to it. Even after I finish this review, I still have to go back and listen to those ones that I'm pointing out here that is just coming to me now. So I beseech us that we should just go to the YouTube and listen to this series as we are listening. And I could tell that most of these things that you have done on this series, you have them on your books as well. Yes. You know, so but for people that are not good at reading that much, that just want to be listening, you know, you can just plug it in and be listening to them. It's begin to resonate with you. And I want to say something. If you are husband and wife, if you are as a woman, you are one listening to it, I beg you, discuss this topic with your husband. It's going to help you. You don't take this topic alone, because you cannot, but if you are a husband listening, discuss it with your wife, because it will help your relationship as well. You begin to see your differences and begin to work on it. And, you know, it's going to be beautiful, you know, because we are on an assignment, and you want to make sure you do things right. Because like I said, your marital life, your marriage, your relationship, even if you are a single person, if you do things right, it's going to determine your eternity. It's going to help you to build your spiritual, you know, your spiritual state with God. Yeah.
Adesola, you've really tried. You've really tried so much.
I also.
You've tried. And I hope to see you in the next 20 minutes. And maybe I'm going to call you to come and sing for us today. I don't know yet. It depends on how the Holy Spirit is going to lead me in that sense.
Okay, sir. All right, sir.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Greetings to the family.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thanks.